Washington defeats Illinois 42-25. Tough day for Illinois, tough day for the Illinois defense in this one, as Washington looked like the team that we thought they were at the beginning of the season when they were scoring on every single drive. They score on every drive except one in this game. They only punted one time, of course, at the end of the game when they had the ball and they ran out the clock, but they only punted once in this game. Washington's offense looked unstoppable. Damon Williams was fantastic. 4 touchdown passes in this game. Jonah Coleman had 75 yards. I mean, basically everything that you and I were kind of saying in the preview that Washington needed to do, they came out, they corrected in this one. If Washington could just find a way to bring even just some of this on the road, it's going to be a much more difficult team to play when they're on the road. But at least for now, when you go to Washington, it's going to be a really, really difficult game because Denzel Boston was fantastic, Jonah Coleman was fantastic, and you had the offensive line back. Carver Willis and John Mills were both back in this one, and this was a really, really strong team. So I do need to preface that. It was not just they were at home. They had their offensive line good and starting again. Carver Willis and John Mills didn't play the entire game, but your thoughts on the game and what was most impressive about the win to you, Zach?
First of all, I'd like to apologize to the Illini. This is my fault. It's my fault. I'm sorry.
Yes. Yeah,
I
blame
picked
Zach.
I picked Illinois to win. My curse has come back. I'm sorry. Can we talk about Washington's defense for a minute? Because while
Please.
it wasn't the shutout type performance like we've seen Michigan or Ohio State or other teams do, they picked Altmyer off twice. They held him to under 200 yards passing. They made a really good quarterback look fairly average. Tacario Davis had a big play in this game. Rahshawn Clark, both of them had the interceptions. And Altmyer only averaged 5.9 yards per pass attempt. So I know, Doug Phelps saying 25 points. We're talking about defense.
Well, but you
Yeah.
also have to recognize how good this offense has been for Illinois this season. Like, you're not saying it's the defensive stand of the year, but they got stops when they needed them.
Yeah. It's big because that's not what Washington has been known for. Right. We've had a lot of questions about their defense and they delivered. They made stops when they had to. And that's what allowed them to get a bigger lead to put this game away. So that to me, I think is one of the stories of the game and impressive because as the season goes on, if they want to be a playoff team, like you at least suggested in your hot takes post on X, they need the defense to at least get stops so that their offense can put some space between them and their opposition.
Yeah, I mean, this is the type of Washington team that can make the playoffs that you saw today. Maybe the defense is not, Iowa or Indiana level type of defense, but it's enough to be able to beat the teams on the schedule if you're able to bring that in with a, repaired offensive line. Damon Williams playing the way he is. You're going to have some really good performances from the Washington offense, but I think you can rely on that with more of this offensive line there. I think, you saw the issues against Michigan. Your left tackle, your backup left tackle went out in that game. Your third string left tackle was playing in that one, and you just really never had a chance. And I said it before, John Mills and Carver Willis are the two best run blockers on this Washington offensive line. You have both of those guys go away, and it's no wonder Jonah Coleman wasn't able to run the ball nearly as well as he has been at other times during the season. They both come back. Jonah Coleman gets 75 yards. He has a 5.4 yards per carry. It's not a coincidence. They trusted running behind those two guys because they are trustworthy to run behind. So good win here for Washington. The thing that I'll point out that is like the most impressive thing to me is just it continues to be Damon Williams. He is kind of hot and cold a little bit when he's on the road versus home, but I also, like I said, think that also is contributed by the offensive line and giving him more protection and giving him a run game as well. Damon Williams looked so much more confident and played that way throughout the game. He let his athleticism really take over and his instincts really kind of drive him in this game. You could tell in the Huskies when they needed him most, he was able to make plays. And to me, if you're going to have that Damon Williams all season long, you're going to have that kind of protection for him and give him that kind of support with Denzel Boston and Jonah Coleman. You're going to be able to beat a lot of teams. We're
Yep.
talking about Iowa being able to possibly beat Oregon. I'm looking at this Washington team and saying this Washington team might be able to beat Oregon as well if they have all cylinders running, if they have a healthy offensive line, everything else, and the defense plays a good game as well. Those are all key factors for Washington to be able to get the win, and I don't think it's out of the question that it could happen. And if they run the table all the way till that game and they get the win, you might find Washington in the playoffs this season as well.
Yep. Yeah, I think Washington has an outside shot for sure.
Yeah.
That game at Oregon, or the game with Oregon at home, is going to be a tough one. They also, it'll be interesting how they fare at Wisconsin and at UCLA.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll be really interesting to see those ones, especially on the road. Any thoughts on Illinois, Zach?
It's just disappointing, right? Like they came in with playoff aspirations. I really believe that they were going to be in the playoff, and they're out. I still think they're a really good team. I think it's a shame that they've lost. I think every game outside of SC that was a swing game for them, and like I think they might go undefeated the rest of the way and finish 9-3.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be a really good season for them, but it's not what they hoped for.
Yeah. Yeah, this is not the season that Illinois fans hope for, but you do have a favorable schedule to end the season. You can still end the season with 9 wins, and then you can, come out with another bowl win. And if you do that, I know it's not going to be playoffs, but it's still going to be a positive season for Illinois to have back-to-back 10-win seasons. That's something that Illinois football recently has not done very
Yeah.
much, and Brett Bielema being able to do that would be huge.
Yeah. It's clear Bielema is the right guy there.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely.